Take her. She appears in the same dream, coming close with her hands on me. But it's more than a fantasy. I won't wait, that's the man in me. Pull her close to slow wine. Under stars, fingers intertwine. We keep pace, I see it in her eyes. The way we vibe, you can't deny. Don't wanna wake up, I'm gonna take her to a place where the ocean bathes us. Sunny weather till whenever. So baby, get your thing. Don't wanna wake up, I'm gonna take her to a place where the ocean bathes us. Sunny weather till whenever. So baby, get your thing. Smelled her skin, felt her fragrance. Over shoulders, hair cascades, and her style is amazing. And there's no way I was going to wait. Footprints on the beach sand, sparks flew hand in hand. We shared a gaze, I pulled a swift, lost in the softness of her. Don't wanna wake up, I'm gonna take her to a place where the ocean bathes us. Sunny weather till whenever. So baby, get your thing. Don't wanna wake up, I'm gonna take her to a place where the ocean bathes us. Sunny weather till whenever. So baby, get your thing. She got me saying, got me saying. 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 Wake up, take her. Wake up, take her. Wake up, take her. So baby, get your things.
Let's go.
Yeah.
What?
TV.
That's right.
And profile.
You see us, nigga. We here right now, nigga.
It's like
What?
I'm ducking from the preacher, but rushing to the divas. My man stuck in the heater, somebody gon' get it. So much is going wrong. We all need direction. Hand on Hell's Gate, but I ain't even sweating. I wanna feel life. I know it's limitations. I'ma do me, though I'm surrounded by hatred. Gotta keep moving, and nothing gonna stop me. I'ma live life.
Started off making deals with the devil. Selling drugs just wasn't enough for a young buck like.
Yo.
Let me say how I do it real quick.
Yeah, because I'm trying to, I want the music to play in the background, but still be able to. I said I want the music to play while I'm still navigating without you seeing it, without the public seeing every screen. You got to turn your or put on some headphones.
What you do is you do a share screen and you share the computer audio.
Uh-huh.
What you do is you do a share.
So I'm gonna do share screen, right?
So you do a share screen, right?
Yeah, and it says share computer sound or whatever. Yep.
Yeah, and then but what happens is if you, for example, if you open the logo,
Mm-hmm.
if you open the logo like in another, hold on, let me actually close the Facebook thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you actually
Because I got the logo open. I got the see it.
Well, what you do is if you actually open the logo like on your computer, like not in Facebook, but actually like a window in your computer, when you do the shared screen, you can it'll give you the option to pick that window. Instead of showing the whole computer screen, you can actually pick that window and it'll show just that, right? And then if you go into advanced, it gives you an option to share like music and audio or whatever. Or what you do is at the bottom, in the bottom left-hand corner, you can share computer sound. So if you're actually if you're just showing the logo, you can still play the music. But it doesn't show you like...
No, I'm opening. I did what you said. I saved the logo to my desktop, and I'm trying to open it up right now. For some reason, this shit is just going. It's just moving slow as shit. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it. Okay, so I got it on my desktop now. So now what do I do from there?
So you open it, and when it's actually like opened, you go share screen.
Okay. So I share. Hold on. What the fuck? So I'll go share screen. Bam. Okay.
And it's going to ask.
It says photos. It says photos. I see that. Bam. So I got
you can click on that, and then you can share. Yeah.
All right. Got it.
And then you can actually you can share the computer sound, and you can play your music.
So how do I? So
when you go to share screen again, in the bottom left-hand corner, it's going to have an option to share computer sound.
All right. What the fuck?
In the bottom left-hand corner, and then you click on that.
Yeah, see, it's not good. The only thing I see right here, the option is giving me is to stop share. That's it. Like I'm not.
Well, you have to do it at the same time. So when you go to share this, make sure that share computer sound is.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I see. I follow you. So what I want to do is I want to share a screen, right? Bam. Oh, okay. And then what I'll do is but I have to make sure it's on the music page first.
Well, I mean, if you share computer sound, you can just play it. It's just sampling the sound versus the.
Yeah, no, I get it. No, I get what you're saying. I'm just trying to fucking.
Hey, I'm gonna turn my my video off for a second because I'm gonna get
go ahead. Yeah, do your thing.
I'll be back.
Yeah, do your thing. Yeah, we're just trying to iron out these. I'm sorry, we're having technical difficulties. I really do apologize. But if you could wait for about 30 minutes, and then we'll. Yeah, because I wanna play this music for y'all. I made like over 20 songs. I got a lot of songs. Most of them are good too. So I want to be able to share all this shit with y'all, motherfucker. So if I go here, and then I go, where the fuck is that go?
The rumors, the whispers, message your mentees. Never heard from the mouth of the horse. Cupid's missiles, focus, lock, but you regard a course based on external entities. Ask me the questions as opposed to second guessing and wasting time, girl. Let's seize the moment. Back to back, then we drag me to beat opponents. They see the chemistry instantly in the end, but we too old to take heed to haters. Let's stay focused, ignore ignorance. The way we grow together is of more significance. Let's try, girl, it's you and me, it's you and me. Alright, we gonna do our thing, Let's try, girl, it's you and me, Alright, we'll keep it moving. Now when the pressure builds up, you gon' bow down like a slave and listen to her. And when the trouble fills up, you go and lie down and change your positioning, girl. When you was into me, your eye was focused, but then your peripherals tried to notice all the nonsense, all the haters, all the doubters. They trying to play us. Can they rumors hold you? Can they pay your bills? Can they show you love? Can they say they real? Can they protect you? Can they sex you? Give a night on the town, make you feel special? Can they massage your feet and make your breakfast? Plant a seed for creation precious. Hold your hand, talk and stroll, discuss your plans and chalk your goals. I know you're stronger, at least I'm hoping. I ask these questions to change your notion, to get you thinking, to use your brain. Keep your eye on the prize, not foolish things.
Let's try. Girl, it's you and me. It's you and me. Alright, we gonna do our thing. Let's try. Girl, it's you and me. It's you and me. Alright, keep it moving.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's the old saying. Born alone, die alone. While you living, you gotta enjoy it with somebody else. And I'm trying to enjoy it with you, and not nobody else. So when it's like we living together, only focus, it should be me and you and I. Not worry about that nonsense and that negativity and all those rumors and things of that nature. Because at the end of the day, all we got is me and you. When it chips us down, all we got is me and you. What you doing? Adjusting levels? Yeah. Clearwater Productions. A-track on the tracks. Woo! Keys on the boards. Big ups to my man O. Helping me get this thing together. It's Mo Q. You know what I'm saying? ATL. Connecticut. Connected. Bring you something to the level. You know what I mean? About to hit you with something official. And it's like this.
What's going on, Mr.
Yo, what could I do? Or would I do? Convince you, girl, that I'm into you. You got like 3.
Damn. Yeah, I hear 1, 2. Let me see if I can hear you.
Looking for my headphones.
I can hear you. You definitely put some headphones on her so we won't bleed over with the audio and everything. Alrighty. Okay, yeah. That's a damn shame. What the fuck? What was I doing? Okay.
Gigs, minus kids, still looking fresh with the flyest crib. I'm high as shit when I'm in the mix. Caramel complected, sweet like Twix shit. I might have to rewrite this. A million words couldn't describe this vibe she giving, but I'ma try to finish. Spit my words till my energy diminish. When she come around, I get chemically replenished. Keep you on point, she the really the center. But get it to the ending, I'ma keep it real, always real, never conceal. Whatever she desire, I'ma try to get it. If she committed, we gon' live it. How can I show you that I wanna hold you till the end of the world? I will go to just to reach you, cause you're worth it. All my love you deserve. How can I show you that I wanna hold you till the end of the world? I would go to just to reach you, cause you're worth it. All my love you deserve. Hey, let's make a date. Be at your doorstep 8:30. Wear the dress that caress your waist. Matching necklace, it has me breathless. City steam for some comedy. Spin to the rust for some poetry. Hip tight same for the martini. So much to do with my boo and the beat. Black eyes out, we can buy the jazz. Drinks on me, don't bring no cash. You don't have to ask, you deserve. It's all for you. You are worth how much worth? Let me describe your diamond raindrops from the sky. And my arms are open. I'ma catch you, precious, beautiful, luscious, special. You're the one, only one. Baby, I can't even front. Never be a number 2. You for me for you. I'm the one you should see. We can make a unity. All my love you deserve. You're the one, only one. Baby, I can't even front. Never be a number two. You for me for you. I'm the one you should see. We can make a unity. All my love you deserve. How can I show you that I wanna hold you? Till the end of the world I would go to, just to reach you, 'cause you're worth it. All my love you deserve. How can I show you that I wanna hold you? Till the end of the world I would go to, just to reach you, 'cause you're worth it. All my love you deserve. How can I show you that I wanna hold you? Till the end of the world I would go to, just to reach you, 'cause you're worth it.
Yeah, I just added you up.
All my love you deserve. How can I show you that I wanna hold you?
Yeah, I'm not savvy with this shit at all. I'm trying to figure out how I can, like, if I'm playing music, how I can isolate like the music that's playing, you know what I'm saying, with my voice actually talking on the you know, speaking to each other or whatever. Cause the site that I'm playing this music off of, I can't find the adjuster for the I feel like Teddy Riley right now. I'm really having a Teddy Riley moment. What's going on though, man?
Hey, how you doing?
Doing good, man. Doing good, man. We just trying to figure this out. It's funny, like we when you always watch these podcasts, you know, you watch Joe Rogan, Joey Diaz, whatever, and Eric Griffin, you think it's like easy as far as them putting it together, but then when you actually try to do this shit,
Yeah.
if you wanted to go smooth, you know what I mean? Like, we're supposed to start at 8, it's 8:20 right? Yeah. It's either you listening to the music or my voice. I can't even have it in the background. I haven't figured that out yet.
All right, on.
You know?
How the fuck do I get this camera to turn back on? This is dumb.
Oh man, let me see what we got going on in this bitch. Hey Keenan, most of these groups, I try to share it to the big comedian groups, but they all like need to be approved. That shit ain't when a group,
no goofy
of course not. When a group has like 200,000 people, they're not. I mean, if they allowed that, there'd be so many live streams on all them shits, man. You know, so they got to kind of police it. So I understand that, you know.
Yeah, let me actually like put on a shirt and shit.
Man, that's supposed to be done. We live right now, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't have a hot, not alone a hot mic. We got a hot video going on right now. This is crazy. Oh man, here we are.
I'm like never prepared for this stuff.
Hey Stuart, I looked up some of your stuff. I mean, this is the first time me really hearing about you, and I saw that you made a one clip like a McDonald's spoof or whatever, and it was like some fat dude was eating some chicken McNuggets.
Oh yeah.
Was that your roommate or was?
No. I just merged the clip together. Yeah.
Oh damn! It felt like you did that. That was some seamless shit, man.
Yeah. I just merged the bada pa.
Yo, that was so you found that clip online and you just put it together.
Yeah.
I
It was
thought
so
that was
funny.
really you. I was like, damn, this dude is a sociopath. But
No.
Then he gave that dude the rock bottom or whatever.
Yeah. He rock bottom.
It was weird because the dude was clearly gay. He was like, why is you playing? Like, can I just eat and stuff? Like, zag. Then he just power bottled. I thought he power bottled him. That's funny. That's
Hey Mo, join Instagram real quick.
Oh yeah, cool. Yeah, forgot.
What's up, Mateen?
What's up, brother? How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
You this is Maurice Green. You guys have been talking, but
Oh yeah. Yo, Keenan, your phone, you sound like phone tap with the firm right now for some strange reason.
oh, because this cord is garbage.
Yo, say this for me. We got your phone tap. Now what you gonna do? Now sooner or later we have your whole crew. Just say that real quick.
Nah, I'm good. I'm good with all that shit. I'm good with all that shit.
All right. So let me add you, get this IG live going. So we got the light skin perspective with another light skin brother. You know, keeping true to form. We don't invite no dark skin people. No, we just playing. We might change the name. That's just some shit I just threw out there. I was gonna change it, but Keenan liked this motherfucker, so we just kept it.
Light skin perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah, with all this hate that Kenya Barris is getting,
Yeah.
we have to represent.
Yo, Kenya Barris light skin, but his face is like Edward James almost.
Kenya Barris is just out here. He's just out here giving being his light skinned self, and everyone's like, "Fuck this colorist Negro." he just walks in like, "Hey guys," or no wait, he's from Inglewood, so he's trying to.
I tried, man. I tried to give that show a chance, dude. Like 4 or 5. I just can't. I tried, man.
Did you, Mateen? Have you seen Black as Fuck yet?
I watched the first 2 episodes.
What did
exactly?
You think?
It was good. I watched it. I liked it because but I went in with everyone hating on it, so I went in with low expectations.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's definitely there's definitely a lot of corny jokes in it. But I think people are hating it for I think some people are hating it for the wrong reasons.
My thing is like my biggest qualm with it is even before anybody said anything about it, when I watched it, immediately it reminded me of Curb Your Enthusiasm, and those are some big ass shoes to fill. And it's a poor knockoff version of it. And when I did some research, he said, that was, it was similar to that. And I just couldn't get with that. I think Larry David is much funnier than he is and a better writer by far. It's not even close, my opinion, or whatever. And then on top of that, I just can't take like when kids are like acting like snarky adults. That doesn't do it for me. You know what I mean?
But that's how like rich kids act.
No, I can dig it. No, I get it. I totally get it. And that's not who I am or where I come from. So it's hard for me to appreciate that. But at the same token, though, I can appreciate something like Curb Your Enthusiasm or Friends. You know what I mean? I feel like good is good is good is good. I like nerdy shit and stuff like that too. It's just I don't know. I feel like they're trying too hard.
The kids on the show do act like black kids from LA.
It just feels forced. It feels for me personally. It just feels contrived.
Like, I could see Jaden. What's their name? Jaden and Willow Smith.
Yeah.
I can see them pulling that shit.
It just feels contrived though. It just feels forced. Like, hey, look at us. We're hippie. We're black and we're in the hood. And how could you culturally appropriate? And let me buy my latte. I'm gonna pay for your dinner. Yeah, I'm so rich. Yeah, babe. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that. Yeah. Babe.
I don't know. I like that, man. I like being. I mean, because sometimes we don't get when you see like black arrogance like that. It's usually under the trope of being like a hood or ghetto, and it's you rarely haven't seen like arrogant like rich black people on TV. I mean, you've seen rich black people on TV, but you haven't seen like, well, fuck the world. Like I'm rich. Like I got this money. But I earned it.
Definitely for black people being rich and being assholes to everybody, especially like white people. Like in the show, Kenya, he has like this white assistant or whatever.
He shits on him.
He treats that dude like shit, and I was like, I'm here for this.
Yeah. It just doesn't feel real. I'll give you an example. When you watch Fresh Prince of Bel-Air,
that's not my assistant.
When you watch Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, I see that and I raise you that. Pretty much the same concept, yuppie family or whatever, but it like you appreciate the comedy of it though. You understand what I'm saying? Like it just like they're that they're being funny. You understand? I appreciate it more. This one is like they're trying to be real but trying to be funny at the same time, and I feel like it just for me it's not really hitting the mark. For a lot of people, is it?
My difference would be, I mean, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, they were never like arrogant, like arrogant, and I don't know if like because usually when
Carlton though.
No, he wasn't like arrogant. He wasn't like fuck this people.
Carlton was just socially awkward given his circumstances. He wasn't arrogant outrightly though.
Ken Burris let Netflix air. I fucking hate white people. I fucking hate white people. Dude, I swear to God, I fucking hate them. Like he got people on Netflix to approve that. So for me, I'm like that's just like that's just for me. Because usually when you see that like arrogant, rich, black person that's like, oh yeah, I gotta wear a chain and shit. It's always under the trope of like, oh yeah, I'm ghetto as fuck, whatever. But here he's like, yo, I'm educated. You know, I'm doing my thing. The white gaze, that white gaze bit is like, it's so true.
I didn't see that part. Yeah.
The first episode.
But when he says that, I gotta watch it again, man. I was so like in and out. Like I have a short attention span. Like if it's not catching me within 3 to 5 minutes, like my mind just tunes out. It comes. I have to watch stuff like 3 times to really get it sometimes, man. But like I just saw like off of Keenan's suggestion indirectly, I started watching the Marvelous Miss Maisel, and I think that shit is fucking awesome. You know what I mean? Because it even though it's based in the 50s and Lenny Bruce and stuff like that, a lot of the underlying like rules and ideas of a aspiring comic, it shows and depicts that. The writing is excellent. It's on point. It's like bam, bam. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what
I have with Marvelous Mrs. Maisel is that they want her to be the victim of the show so badly that they're missing great story opportunities.
I haven't really gotten that far.
Okay, well,
I'm only like episode 5 or something like that.
Okay. Well, I mean, just for people that don't know, Marvelous Mrs. Maisel is about a Jewish girl that aspires to be a comedian in the 50s and 60s when black people are being hung from trees. But
no, they wasn't. No, hung from trees was late 1800s.
In the 50s and 60s, black people were being hung from trees.
Really? No, that wasn't a common thing, man. Like that was more like civil rights, like pre-civil rights movement. It probably happened, but like
in the 1960s, 50s, and 60s, black people were being hung from trees.
No, they were being hung from trees, yes, but it wasn't like in the late 1800s though. It wasn't Jim Crow.
Nigga,
you know what I'm saying?
Black people were being hung from trees in the 50s and 60s all the time.
All the time. My mom's from Alabama, man. Like she.
So you mean to tell me that lynchings was happening more in the 60s than the late 1800s?
No, but it was still happening at an alarming rate. They were still having. That's the reason they were still having lynching parties.
It was a thing in the first place because they were like, we gotta stop them from killing us.
I feel like it was more shit that was happening to black people that was bad besides hanging that you could have used as an example in that particular moment. That's all I'm saying. I'm just being picky.
Okay, well, they weren't allowed to
go
into because they would be hung
from trees. And the thing about it, there's an episode where, like, I guess she fraternized with a black dude in Vegas or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Don't spoil it, but whatever.
They weren't very realistic about that because there was no way that he would be in the fucking casino.
The part. What about the part where she was smoking weed with the black dudes on the street or whatever?
And... Yeah, they would have the shit beat out of them by cops in New York City. Like that stuff would never happen.
Yeah, that part was hard to believe. You're right.
What I've noticed is, especially when white women are like creators of shows and they have like a main character, they want her to be like the focus. So they don't want to like explore the other possibilities. But in my opinion, that would have been a great way to actually make her character. I mean, Mrs. Maisel is a good character, but it would have been a great way for the character to it would have challenged the character a little bit more, in my opinion.
So did you finish the series or you stopped watching it?
Yeah, I finished it.
Oh, okay.
That's the same way I finished Black as Fuck.
I'm trying, man.
The same way that I finished Hollywood last night.
Did you watch Black Lightning? That's my shit.
No, I have to. That's next on my list.
Shit's dope. I fucks with it.
I won't ever watch Mrs. Maisel, but I no interest in that. But also, I feel like with Black as Fuck, my thing is like this guy has a formula for creating shows that show black people in a positive light, and I gave it a chance. And the first 2 episodes was cool. I liked it. And I'll continue to watch. I like the premise of it, that the daughter's shooting,
her school, her class project.
Yeah, they have some really good bits. There's some really good bits in it.
I think Rashida Jones is hilarious though. She's funny. She's the one bright spot that consistently makes me laugh.
It's Hollywood royalty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she makes me laugh. even without even knowing really who she was, you know, who she is, too tough. I mean, I know it's Quincy Jones's daughter, but you know what I mean? Like, just every time she's on screen, like I'm entertained when she's there. But for the most part, I'm trying just for the sake of talking about it on podcasts or whatever. But if I really don't like it, it's very hard for me to sit through some shit, man.
You didn't even think black people were hung in the 50s, so I didn't say
that. What I'm saying is, if you think 1950s and you think black people, the first thing the first thing that people say is not lynching. That's not the first thing that comes to your mind. At least not. I think Emmett Till. You know what I'm saying? I think Malcolm X.
B.
Huh?
Emmett Till was B.
Yeah, of course. Emmett Till being fucked up. Yeah. I think certain things, but I don't. The first image that pops in my head is not black people. Of course, black people getting fucked up, but not black people getting lynched. That's just not the first thing that I think.
So, what's the first thing that you think about when someone says 1950s?
1950s, I think of doo-wop. Motherfuckers singing on the corner, snapping their fingers and shit.
I think of Jim Crow.
Jim Crow was the 20s though.
No, nigga.
Jim Crow ended like in 1968.
But it started in the 20s though.
Well, I think my mom went to a segregated school. And my mom is 65.
Yeah, segregation started at 64 or some shit like that. Yeah. No, Jim Crow
started?
What?
All right, so there was slavery. Then there was so we have slavery. Then we had Reconstruction. Then we had Jim Crow until what year was it, Mateen? Like 1969?
65 is when it ended.
65?
Yeah.
And we're still getting fucked up.
It started before that. Yeah. But yeah, certain time areas, certain eras, when you say black people this era, what do you think? You know, certain image pop into your head. And I'm sorry, we're 1955. I'm not thinking about black people. I'm thinking about black people.
Disneyland.
No, I'm thinking about black people getting sprayed by hoses. I'm thinking about dogs getting sick on them.
That was the 60s.
I'm thinking about that's like the equivalent of saying, yo, 1960s, yeah, we was on slave ships. No, you don't. In certain time periods, we was going through different shit. You know what I mean? That was more popular. That's all. It still happened, yeah.
Well, slave ships was popping in the 1600s.
Right. And you know what? And it might be some black people that's enslaved on a newer boat right now. But when you think 2020, you don't think black people being enslaved on boats. It's just certain time periods you get certain images in your head. And
like Sudan.
I'm not gonna knock y'all for y'all. You know what y'all think. That's what y'all think. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, it's not what we think. It's what.
That's the image that pops in your head when somebody says a certain time period.
Okay, so 1950s, you think of doo-wop.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah.
Those niggas couldn't use the bathroom at the place they were singing.
You know the crazy thing is, when I was thinking about doo-wop in 1950s, I would think about white people doing that shit in the corners.
Hey, Mateen, where's your mom from? I'm from Alabama too, so.
She was raised in Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Oh, we all from a similar area. I'm from Quincy, Florida. That's what
I went to school in Fam. I know Gaston County.
Yeah, yep, Gaston County. I left when I was like 1 though, so I don't remember shit.
My original family is from Gaston County.
Okay.
In Quincy, like the people, the farm that my plantation that my family was on.
Oh, okay.
is in there, that area.
Your family, you probably know my family. I'm related to the Greens, man. The Greens and the Guns, Sturdivants.
Yeah, it was a Gilchrist family who owned my family.
Okay.
We were Whitfield.
Because a lot of people knew each other like down there too, man. It was real tight knit. So probably got some type of connection down there.
My sister did our family tree, and I wasn't paying attention to her because she was my sister. Mm-hmm. So I don't really know. I don't really know like who owned my family or anything. I mean, my mom's side definitely the Boldens, definitely Alabama.
Is it you relate to like the Bold, like Alonzo Bolden or Bolden? Bolden or Boulden?
Bolden.
Oh, okay. There was a famous track runner race. His name was Addo Bolden. Holmes was tough, man.
I don't know. There was a rumor that we were
from Trinidad
related. Man. There was a rumor that we were related to Mr. T for a second there, but everyone seemed to have forgotten.
I feel like,
yeah. On my mom's side, supposedly he was like a second or third or fourth cousin or some shit.
Yo, I refuse to do it. I want to do it, Mr. T impression so bad, but I'm not gonna do it. What's a more hack impression, Mr. T or like Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Obama.
I said, what's a more hack? You said Obama?
Hey, T, don't you do an Obama impression?
I said I can. I don't do one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think almost every Negro that's a comic can do a black Obama impression.
No, I can't do impressions for shit.
Yeah, you can't. You're right.
I can't do impressions.
Obama is easy. He has the high nasal. He has the nasally pitch, and he says 4 words at a time. Though that's it.
But you know what? No one does a Michelle Obama impression.
Hey, that's a good point.
Nobody does Michelle Obama.
That's a good point.
Because I think they're scared. I think people are scared.
Maybe
even on SNL.
Well,
has there ever been a Michelle Obama on SNL?
No. Because she talks, she doesn't have anything that's like distinct about her voice that makes, she just sounds normal, if that makes sense. Like you got to have something extreme. The more extreme a person's voice sounds, the easier it is to do their impression. At least that's my approach when I do it.
Or they don't have enough black women on SNL to do her.
Maybe she just talks regular, like normal, man. It's just hard to do it, man. Like every person, like whenever somebody does an impression of somebody, it's always like an exaggerated version of like some type of idiosyncratic shit that they do or say. You know what I mean? And with her, I can't think of nothing weird that she really says or does. Or can't even think
Has every president had like a weird voice?
As far as I.
Not really. I mean, Jimmy Carter didn't have. He just was Southern.
Yeah.
Nixon was here. Nixon
he has a jowl.
Then
you gotta like shake your mouth.
you had President John.
Yeah.
Today.
Yeah, that 1950s voice.
That Boston. Oh, so when Maurice thinks of 1950s, he thinks of John F. Kennedy voice.
Yeah, that's when he was coming up, man. Right before everybody, in that time, everybody had that radio. Now, welcome today to blah, 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 blah. They all had that.
Like they're narrating a baseball game.
Yeah, if you watch the Marvelous Miss Maisel, whatever the fuck that show is, they kind of talk like that though. Yep. Yeah. And now coming to the stage is Keenan Jerome Floyd from Alabama. He's been doing a real good thing around here. They say your name twice too. Okay, coming to the stage, Keenan Jerome Floyd. He's been in Alabama. He's been in Los Angeles.
They would call me a Negro.
He's a nice colored boy.
Nice colored.
With a
nice colored boy.
With a light skin perspective. Boo.
Yeah.
So man, like interview your homeboy, man. I don't really know what to ask the young man. So take this shit away, Floyd.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really. It's just stuff that we're talking about.
We just talk. That's how we do it. So you saying I'm too mechanical, right? That's what you're trying to say?
What's up? What's going on with you guys? How was your week?
Oh, my week was good, man. Just swimming more, trying to be more active, do 30 minutes a day.
Nice.
Yeah, man, that's pretty much it, bro.
What you got? You got the pool? You got the pool at the crib?
Yeah, I got a pool in my backyard, man.
That's that comedy money, man. That's what's
up. No, it's not actually.
It's an apartment building? It's a complex?
No, it's a house.
But he lives in a house. Nice house.
That's comedy money then, bro.
No, it's a myriad of things.
Oh, so he sell crack. That's what he.
Do you want to indulge?
That's what he don't want to. He don't want to give up his Narcos connect, man.
No.
No, you know what it is.
Drugs too.
No, no, go ahead.
No, I was just positioned in a place to succeed. Yeah, this is my backyard.
Yeah, that's dope, man. That's nice, man.
Yeah, we were gonna have the Juneteenth party here. I do a Juneteenth party every year, and I invite all the black.
You in LA?
Yeah, I'm in Los Angeles. So my roommate and I, got the house, and then and then we did a TV show. We pretended to be a couple for this TV show, and her and I, and we got it. They renovated the house for us. So, yeah, it's a really nice house. We've been here 3 years. And,
that's what's up, man. That's dope, man.
Yeah, it's good. But yeah, so I'm like I said, I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. Where are you at? Where are you located?
Hartford, Connecticut, man.
Okay, so yeah, like my friends in New York,
Mhm.
you know, in a 1-bedroom apartment with 3
Yeah.
people. So like,
Yeah. No, I live with my mom's. I live
okay, well
with.
that's
I'm trying to get my life together.
okay, right on.
Yeah,
Right
you know
on.
what I mean. It's,
Yeah.
when I look at you, I either get depressed or inspired. I don't know.
Hey man,
You know.
it's
Hey, I'm fortunate enough to have somebody that look out for me like during this transition. You know, because some people they don't got a mother to go back to. Or a
yeah, man.
family
I can
support
still
system. You dig? So
call my family if I need something, man. And
yeah, that's what's
I'm
up, man.
glad, you know, I'm glad I positioned. And my mom helped me out with the investment for this too. So
That's
like,
what's up, man. Hell yeah.
you know,
When I was looking at your pictures, like this one on here, like has anybody ever compared you to the rapper Skills?
I've never heard Skills. I've heard The Dream. People used to tell me I look like Jaleel White.
Yeah, I see that right now.
I used to get called
You
Urkel
know,
a
with the
lot.
glasses right there. You know who Skills is, right? He does
I
a
do
year
not
in it.
know. I don't
Look
know.
him
I
up.
don't know.
Look him up. Matter of fact, we got the share screen. Shit, I can do this shit right here. But you remind me on. But every at the end of every year he does the wrap up, and he
Okay.
basically summarizes what happens throughout the. He's been doing this since like for like 10 years now, since like 2010.
Okay.
And then Uncle Murder recently started doing that too. He kind of jacked him for it, and he's been doing it for the last 3 years. And Uncle Murder's been doing like a much better job than Skills, but he got that song. How old are you? You like how old are you? Mid 30s, 35?
I'm in my 30s. Yeah.
Yeah, he got that song, the Now Factor, that came in like 1996.
Oh, this guy right here. Yeah, I see.
Yeah. I got your head knocked because your neck nose is fat. Check it out like this and then like that. Yeah, man, the Now Factor. Yeah, bars, man. Matter of fact, side note, if you listen to his voice, he sounds like almost exactly like Big L. Like tonally, they sound exactly alike.
I wouldn't know a Big L song if it smacked me in my face. So,
where did you grow up, man?
I grew up in Detroit, man. I wasn't really into East Coast rap growing up. I was huge into Too Short.
Okay. All right.
Tupac, Too Short.
Oh, okay.
Snoop Dogg. Those is like
Detroit got some of the best rappers ever, though. You know what I mean? And it's not Eminem. I think Elzai is that dude that he don't really get his recognition out there, man.
Yeah, I don't even know a lot of Detroit rappers, man. Like all
you
Detroit.
You don't know Elzai?
No, man.
You know Slum Village?
I know Slum Village. Yeah.
Elzai was one of the rappers of Slum Village.
Okay, yeah. I don't know them. I don't know those Negroes by name, but I know Slum Village.
But if
I
you
know
say you
Dilla.
like, yeah, if you say you like more West Coast stuff, the Detroit, like those cats was more like East Coast and like, you know what I mean? Like they vibe or whatever.
Like when I was growing up, like my friends, we listened to Tupac, we listened to Cash Money. And then I went to school in the South. So like all the down south Outcasts, all like Trick Daddy.
Yeah.
You know, I was just listening to all that. I mean, I grew to like Jay-Z. But like all the like, I'm not really a big Wu-Tang fan. Like I get it, but I ain't gonna be like Alexa play 36 Chambers. Like
no, it's a matter of taste. That's definitely an East Coast, New York type of thing. You know what I mean?
Oh, I'm sorry, Alexa. No, I was just talking.
That's hilarious. Yeah, but it's definitely an East Coast kind of thing. I'm all over the place. I like the East Coast, West Coast, down south, classic rock. I mean, I used to make music. You know what I mean? So
yeah, my musical taste is very eclectic. Like, you know, when I wake up in the morning, I try to play some jazz, some Duke Ellington. I like a lot of New Orleans stuff, like old time Louis Armstrong. But yeah, I DJ, so I do like events and shit. Like I'm an event DJ. I'm not like so I do weddings, I do bar mitzvahs, I do a myriad of different types of events with different kinds of people. So my knowledge of music had to be vast, you know.
Hey, for those who don't know what the word myriad means, it means a wide variety. No, I gotta break it down for these motherfuckers.
I'm really into it's weird because I'm really into jazz and classical music and movie soundtracks
and Kingdom Ministries
and R&B and stuff. Because growing up, Jehovah's Witness, I wasn't allowed to listen to rap music.
Nope.
So a lot of white people that try to get on my side, they'd be like, "Yeah, man, I grew up listening to Run DMC," and I'm like, "Good for you. I don't have this isn't a conversation for me."
Run DMC.
Yeah. I remember one time growing up Jehovah's Witness, there's like, we have these headquarters in New York where we would go and visit. And I remember one year I went with my folks, and they're very strict religiously about what you can watch and what you listen to and stuff. And my dad was talking to one of his friends, and I guess I embarrassed my dad when I said I liked Will Smith's music.
Will Smith?
Yeah, and the dude was like, I'm sure your father doesn't allow you to listen to that.
What?
And I was like, Will Smith?
Yo,
The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
You know what that reminds me of? You ever see Anger Management with Jack Nicholson and
Yeah.
Adam Sandler? He threw away the Carpenters. He's like he said something about the Carpenters. That's bad music. That reminded me of that shit. That's fucking hilarious. They thought Will Smith was too worldly.
Yeah, too worldly. Just because it was rap.
Jesus
it wasn't
Christ.
because of base. It wasn't based on content. It was just, oh, this is rap music. It's obviously.
That's fucking ridiculous, man. Thank goodness we left, man. Thank goodness we left.
Are you in Jehovah's Witness as well?
Oh yeah, I grew up. Well, I didn't grow up until, but I was like from the age of 12 to about the age of 21, 22.
Oh, okay.
And I caught myself, quote unquote, choosing a religion myself. But what happened was my mother used to always send us on the bus to get our haircuts in the north end of Hartford. And it was just some guy on the bus, young guy, he was preaching. And at that age, I just had questions about God and the universe and things like that. And he just seemed to have a whole bunch of answers that I was looking for at 12. So, I gave him my information and a Bible study started, and I stayed with him until I didn't really start getting out of it until I went away to college and I started seeing different perspectives.
Nigga, you chose a no birthday holiday at 12?
Well, the thing is, but this is the thing though. What could you really choose at 12? You know what I'm saying? A 12-year-old, if you got the right or whatever, you know what I'm saying? If they're seeking something and you provide that to them, they're going to believe whatever it is that you're presenting. That's why so many.
But like I said, when they said no Christmas, you was like, sign me up.
Well, I was a real logical kid though. I could understand it. Like logically, it made sense to me because their thing was you don't have to celebrate your birthday because every day is a celebration. Okay. And wouldn't you rather that somebody give you gifts randomly than on this?
But that's how they sell it though.
That's what I'm saying. That's how they sold
it. I will say this: as far as religion is concerned, I feel that the Jehovah's Witnesses they're the most logical at explaining things.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of mind control though. That's really what
they're the most logical at explaining things, but it's based on their own information though. It's not based on anything else. You know what I mean? Like it's based on this circle. And they can explain everything in this circle, but if you go beyond that, it's done.
Because I could explain everything.
Yeah.
Because I was smart in general back then.
No,
is your family still Jehovah's Witness?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh wow.
My family was a very popular Jehovah's Witness family. It was remember I told you we were talking about that thing we were writing? Did I explain it to you of how like you're a part of like this star religious family, but then you're the one that's like, okay, I'm gonna go and do my own thing. But by you doing your own thing, you you basically tarnish their reputation.
Oh, got you.
It's basically like if you're a politician and your daughter does porn.
You do porn.
Yeah. It's like, oh no, now I have to deal with what people think of me now because of what my kids decide to do.
Gotta keep up the pole.
Yeah. So. Yeah, dog. So I just got done watching Hollywood on Netflix.
I didn't take that hook. I couldn't do it.
Let me be honest with you. The show Hollywood is much more progressive Hollywood. It takes place in the 40s, and it's much more progressive than Hollywood now.
I can believe that.
Yeah, because in the show, they actually have a white woman giving black people and black women and gay black men opportunities. And I'm like, that doesn't even happen That doesn't even happen now.
No, it doesn't. Has to be forced.
Yeah, but it's weird because like all of the gay men in the show are like super predators.
So that's just perpetuating the type.
Yeah, they're all like super predators. Like the guy from The Big Bang Theory, Jim Parsons.
Yeah, I see he plays a gay guy, right?
He plays an agent, and basically every time he brings someone on, he's like, I'm gonna have to suck your cock if you want this role. And you're just like, what?
Hold up. I left the room for a second. What?
No, there's this new show on Netflix called Hollywood,
Mm-hmm.
and I saw it last night. And it takes place in the 40s, and it's like one of those, your favorite time period, Maurice.
When it's the 40s, what do you think of when you think of black people?
Well, let me finish talking about the show first of all.
I'm fucking with you. Go ahead.
It's post World War II, and everybody, so you can't be openly gay. And there's like two black characters on it. One is a black woman who's going out with a white dude, and then there's a gay black guy who's in a relationship with Rock Hudson, and they can't be seen because they're gay, and they can't be because he's white and black and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So they decide. So basically, it's about all of these people that want to make a difference decide to work on a movie together. And
is it based on a true story?
Well, it's based on historic events, but everything's fictionalized. So, like, Rock Hudson was a real guy.
He's gay. Who was gay?
The agent that Jim Parsons plays was a real person.
What's the name of the show again?
It's called Hollywood. And I think there's like some like Queen Latifah plays Hattie McDaniel in it.
Okay.
But she only appears in it like twice. And basically what she is, she goes up to the black girl who plays a role in the movie they make. And she's like, they made me sit in the kitchen when I won the Oscar. This time when you go there, make sure you fight to sit in the front and all that shit, because we're supposed to give a fuck about Oscars and stuff.
I mean, they did make her sit in the kitchen, though.
They did. So it was I mean, the show was good, but at the same time, it's one of those things where they're trying to make it seem like that things are different. You know what I mean? They try to make it seem like things have changed.
Not really.
From your synopsis, I have zero interest in that show.
Yeah, I mean, I watch everything to give it a fair shake, you know what I mean? But this show to me was a lot like Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. It was like we're trying to make it seem like that we're all in this together, and we're not.
Yeah, I had no interest in watching it.
Zero. Yeah. And you described it.
Just like I had zero interest in watching Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
And in this show, there was
funny, man.
There was a lot of gay. There was a lot of gay sex in this show.
That's why you. That's the main reason why you watch that shit.
I mean, I didn't turn it off.
Because he said it's not gay if I'm just watching it on TV. Just like if you watch murder, that doesn't make you a murderer, right? Is that your logic?
I mean, I'm not gay. It's just it's a gay. I mean, I watch shows with gay people in it. I mean, it was more. It was like HBO levels amount of penis in it. So I was like, oh boy.
Like I just rewatched Oz.
Oz was the shit.
Lots of gay sex in Oz.
Mad gay sex.
Yes.
It's to the point you just get used to it. It's just what it is. That's what it is, man. They in prison, man. Thug it.
But what I was saying was it was weird. Sorry, I'll say this. This is the last thing I'll say about the show. It's weird because they made a lot of the gay, but they made most of the people in power gay, and they were using sexuality to take advantage of people.
Become
so like
they're predatory behaviors.
Yeah, they were predatory. So basically, they were like, "Yo, I want to star in the movie," and they're like, "Well, if you want to be a star, then you're going to have to go on your knees and blah blah blah." You know what I mean? Or you're going to have to go to Jamie Foxx's house,
so
that we can hang out in the backyard. You know what I'm saying?
I think some of that shit with Hollywood is I think it's like bullshit to deter a lot of people from pursuing it, because they always make it seem like you have to do some type of submissive homosexual act in order to go to the next level. You know what I mean? And so many people are homophobic Well, they're like, well, fuck it, I ain't gonna go to Hollywood then. But it's like, you can't tell me that every single person in Hollywood that made it had to do something that was gay. And then what if they like being gay?
No,
You know what I'm saying?
I don't.
Do they make them do some straight shit? Okay, you gay, so you know what? You gotta fuck this woman to get to the next level.
Never.
Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Women aren't historically predatory like that, but men are, and there's tons of instances where it's like, yo, you do this, and then this can happen for you. I mean, and it's a lot more accepted here because I think people's desire to make it in this industry is a lot higher than other industries. Because like if you're a businessman, right, and you go to a company and someone's like, hey, you know, you want to work at this company, you got to do this. But if you have the resume to make it, you can go to any company. You know, there's only one Hollywood. There's only one entertainment industry. So there's no other entertainment industry that you can go to. So people are pigeonholed to come to places like New York or LA. And, you know, they've been put, the casting couch is a real thing, bro.
And they don't vet people either. Like when you work at McDonald's, you gotta take a drug test, but they don't do that in Hollywood.
But it's like they make it seem like
it's not everybody. No, it's
that's
not
just the
everybody.
perception that they give. And then my thing is, you know, for so many people that are trying to pursue Hollywood and trying to blow up or whatever it is, if it's so evil, you know what I mean, or it's so, you know, bad, then why do so many people pursue it? You know
But
what I mean? Like,
that has something to do more with society. That's a question for society more than it is Hollywood itself. Because there's so many people out here, and Martine, maybe you could piggyback off of this. There's so many, like, I've never seen so many people mentally shut off than I have out here. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard for me. It's hard to have a normal conversation with people because I think the people that are like pursuing a career in entertainment and stuff, because they're always on edge for some reason. I don't know. What do you think, Mateen?
I mean, I feel like people out here are always on edge because it's that whole I gotta make it factor. So like, you know, you move from your hometown with nothing, you come here, and you're like, oh yeah, well I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to do that. And what I found out here in California is like when you become when you're with friends with people, and then that friend gets another opportunity, it always makes it a little weird because then you're like, well, fuck, I got it. But then I got a guy that's like, well, I got it now. Like, fuck everybody else. And I've lost friends because like they've changed because of success. And they, you know, you get drunk with fame. It's that hubris that you get because it's like, oh, I got this. But the thing about it is like Hollywood, bro, is hit or miss. Like you could be making it for like a whole year and then have nothing. You know what I mean? Like you could be on a TV show. Like last year, you could be a star of a TV show. That show get canceled, and you drive an Uber in 2020. So you know, it's that constant. It's that constant. You know, struck for fame, and like I feel like a lot of times people here don't have to. You know, they don't know how to establish true, real friendships because it's always like, what can this person do for me? Like, can this person do something for me? Then I don't want to invest my time in this person because they can't do anything for me. When I can invest my time in this person and they can, you know, they can do something for me.
Well, and also, it's weird because I think a lot of people come here also to like prove themselves to somebody from their past as well. So there's a lot of sensitivity. I think just in general, people are just a little bit more sensitive. So like there was this thing on the show Hollywood where the character of Rock Hudson was a terrible actor, right? But they were like, oh no, he has the look that we want, right? And
that's what it is.
When I saw that, I immediately started thinking about movies and stuff, but also like stand-up. Because, you know, sometimes you'll see things and you're like, why the fuck? Like the other day, I was watching videos because I was bored. YouTube videos of certain comedians, right? And there was this one comedian. She's a very, very attractive woman. She has an OnlyFans page, you know, a lot of pictures with her ass out and all that stuff, right?
Nice.
So I said, you know what? I don't think I've ever seen her do stand-up. Let me watch her stand-up videos. And I'm watching like all of her videos were awful. All of them were awful. And I mean, there was like comments that she was supposed to, and it was like
type
it
her
was
name
like,
in the chat. Type her name in the chat.
oh, okay. Yeah. all of her videos were awful, right? And people were in the chat like, yo, she's awful. Like they were in the comments like, she is not funny. Why? But she keeps getting booked. Like and people are like, yo, this chick is not funny.
It's a lot of that out here in Los Angeles. I mean, because and a lot of times, a lot of times people are like, oh yeah, I had to get into this argument with this comic once, and she's like, oh yeah, you don't like women comedy, you don't like, and I was like, no, I don't like your comedy. It's not that, you know, it's that don't generalize it to me not liking all of women because I told you I don't think what you're doing is funny. You know what I mean?
And like, how dare she offend other women that are actually funny by
Well, out here they have this dumb thing where they believe in crystals and stuff, and they're like positive energy only. And to me, that whole positive energy only trope is, I know I'm trash, but I don't want anyone to tell me. Because, like, for example, casting directors and producers and stuff, they're meaner than we will ever be. You know what I mean? Like, they'll just be like, get the fuck out. You're awful. You'll never work in this town again. Get the fuck out. But when someone like for example, if I'm talking to like Mateen, right, and he doesn't, and I say, hey Mateen, for some reason I have the gall to just say, hey man, that joke's cool, but I think you could say this better, right?
Mm-hmm.
Depending on the type of person Mateen would be, he might turn it back on me and be like, yo, you're being negative. I don't want negative people in my life. But I'm like, yeah.
No, I mean,
but you understand what I'm saying, right? But it's like, yeah, but I'm trying to help you make the joke better. No, positive energy only. You're being negative. And it's like a lot of people are so defensive of everything that you're just like, but what's funny is, it's like they're defensive, but they're not that good at what they do.
No, it's a lot of comedians out here that in LA where, you know, they don't really have it, or like they get success quickly. Like it was this girl that I met, and she was like, oh yeah, you know, I'm a comedian, you know, I got like 300,000 views on my video at the Laugh Factory. And then I was like, oh, how long you been doing comedy? And she's like, oh, 7 months. And I was like, you're not a fucking comedian. Like, no, I don't, like, really? Like, and then what happens is like certain shows they'll put on and they'll get a video on the Laugh Factory's thing. And then people just think that they, you know, are the shit because their video got a lot of views. But they don't, any video that the Laugh Factory puts up is going to get a lot of views. And I'm always kind of like standoffish comedians out here I meet because like I had to go through the process of like nobody fucking with me when I first started. Like I'll never forget this. I tried to talk to Ian Atwood at the Comedy Store. He was like, "How long you been doing comedy?" And I was like, 3 months. Oh no, I don't need to talk to you. He was like, nothing. No, I'm not talking to you. He says, talk to me.
It's difficult to talk to.
He was like, talk to me when you've been doing this a year. And so like I waited a year and I was like, yo, man, it's been a year. He goes, fuck, I should have told you 3 years. You know? You know,
that's so, hilarious.
I'm kind of a snob because like that's the shit that I had to like go through. I never felt like, and I started here and I see it with a lot of comics that I started other places, like small towns, and then come here. They feel entitled. And then, you know, you realize like when you come here, you're nothing. Like nobody gives a fuck that you were headlining fucking Morty's Comedy Shack in Indianapolis or wherever the fuck you were headlining. Or so like I'm glad that I started comedy here because I never felt like I was entitled for anything. And I feel like you do comedy in LA, so you don't have to be in LA.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to ask you, Mateen, how long have you been doing comedy? If you don't mind me asking.
So I 2011, and I was an actor by trade. I've been acting since I was a kid, and I majored in theater, in college, and then, then I went home for 2 years, and then I moved out here, after college when I was 23. So so I've been here a bit, man, and I was acting, and then I went to a commercial audition, and it was like 18 niggas that looked exactly like me. And I was like, this is not.
It's funny. All three of us have like a similar look.
Yeah,
That
the
shit is
bald
fucked
head,
up.
yeah.
Bald head, beard, and shit.
Yeah, I was like, this ain't the life, bro. This is not art. So I just started writing jokes, and my goal was just to do one open mic.
Oh,
and,
okay.
My mom was like, you should take a class. And I was like, a class for comedy still? Yeah. So I just Googled that shit, man. And the first one that I saw had the graduation show at the Improv. And I did it. My mom bought it for my birthday. And the rest is history, bro.
That's what's up. Nice. You 9 years in.
Yeah.
I've been doing it. I've been doing it 6 years. I've been doing it since 2014. But the funny thing is, I was thinking about doing this shit since 2002. I just didn't know. I didn't know where to get started. And
due process.
And at that time, I'm 41 now. 2002, I was 23. I was recording a lot of music. Like a lot of stuff the stuff that you heard at the beginning was stuff that I recorded 10, 15 years ago. And it still sounds okay, whatever. So I was mainly focused on the music and stuff like that. People always thought it was funny, but it took me almost 12 years to kind of finally get the courage to actually do comedy, to go from hip hop to R&B to I used to do spoken word poetry, a little bit of acting. I took an acting class, and then comedy is pretty much where I landed, man. So.
Yeah, and I mean, and I tell people also I feel like I had a head start being an actor, and I was a film actor. I was I toured. I was just hold on, just leave it on the porch. So I had that base, the performance base. All the other stuff was, learning how to be funny, and and the class helped me with that.
I'm not against classes at all. The person that taught me how to do comedy, well, not taught me, but they gave me the basics. He actually took a class. He's from Hartford, but he lives in North Carolina. His name Tyrone Burston. Okay. Tyrone Burston. He does a lot of work with I think Extreme Comedy, whatever. But anyway, he just told me what a callback was, what a setup was, punchline, just those basic things. So I think with a comedy class, it teaches you the definitions of those specific words, so that you actually have a game plan when you're actually trying to do jokes, instead of just randomly writing streams of consciousness and just hoping that it's funny. So he kind of gave me the structure,
the formula.
Formula. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I learned kind of trial by fire. I started in 2003 when I was in high school, and that's because I was the only black kid and I was bullied and all that shit. So I that year I saw Dave Chappelle's
Killing Him Softly.
Killing Him Softly. Exactly. That was the one I saw. Dave Chappelle's Killing Him Softly, and that was the same year that his second one came out, For What It's Worth. So it was somewhere around that time. So I saw Killing Him Softly. I went to see Bill Cosby live that year or the year before. So for some reason, I was just on this trick where I was just like, oh, this is kind of cool. I don't know what it is. I really didn't. Because growing up, I listened to Flip Wilson and had Bill Cosby himself and all that stuff. But it turned into, it's oh yeah, I'm not really, I don't know what this is. I don't understand. I don't know what this is. So I did a talent show, and I basically used it as just a way of expressing myself, because it's as the only black kid, I really wasn't able to just, I mean? I was a Jehovah's Witness, and I was nerdy and stuff too. So I wasn't able to just stick up for myself. So I kind of used it as, all right, this is what I'm going to do. So I did that. And then for about 10 years, I did it in college. And then I went to the Dominican Republic, and I did it while I was down there. I learned how to tell jokes in Spanish.
Yeah, dude. If you could tell jokes in Spanish, a lot of money.
That's what I heard. If you could do comedy clean or in another language, you can make a lot of money.
Dude, if you could, because my friend, this dude does Chinese comedy, man, and he kills in China, kills. Like he does the cruise ships in China, like, and then he'll come over back to America and do like all the Asian association shows, and he'll make like 40 grand in like 3 months just doing Asian American college shows.
In light of everything that's going on in the world, would you do a Chinese cruise ship?
I just got back from China, and I was in China in late November, early December.
So you might be the zero patient in California.
Yeah, I have not patient zero.
Asymptomatic though. You're one of those. You're like a day walker. Like it doesn't really. It doesn't.
I was supposed. Matina, I was supposed to go to China for work. At the end of last year, but they shut that shit down because that's when the COVID thing started exploding in China. But like before then, like a guy, he was talking to my team. He was talking to us, and he was like, "Yo," because he went to China like the week before, and he was like, "Yo, like wear a mask when you go there." He's like that. He's like, because like the pollution there is supposedly like really bad. I think it was I was supposed to go to Beijing. And he was like, "Yo, the pollution there is like really bad and stuff." I was supposed to go to Japan this year, actually.
Yeah, I did Japan and China last year. China was cool. I mean, Shanghai, the air wasn't really that. I mean, it was. You could tell it was pollution. And like when they see, my biggest thing is China is like all their like they have a lot of like systematic racism over there too, as well. And people don't really, when all the Chinese people here were like, "Oh, you guys are racist." I'm like, "Well, China, they're pretty fucking racist there." And I never had any issues, but like when I'm there and I talk to the people that live there, like the black people, specifically the Africans that are there, they suffer the most racism. Because when I was there, they were just like, "Oh, I'm an American." Like they didn't really see me as like a black person. Like they were just, "Oh, American. You see American, you speak American, you're an American." But a lot of like the Nigerian people that I talk to, the people from like different other African, and the racism here is so bad. We're like, I'm trying to get a job. If we Nigerian, right? And we from a country that English is our number one language. They wouldn't let us teach English to Chinese people because we were Nigerian. But they'll let people from Russia come to China and teach English.
Yeah.
And English is not even their first language. They even they have no chocolate faces on the applications. That's what it translated to. No chocolate faces.
What's weird about that?
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say the Dominican Republic's just like that. In my opinion, the Dominican Republic wants to be the United States so bad that, first of all, the Dominican Republic is like, speak Spanish. Like when you get there, they're like, speak Spanish. We speak Spanish in this country. That's what they're like. We speak Spanish in this country, so fucking speak Spanish. Oh, wow. And they're racist against Haitians, which they're only a shade darker than Dominican. They like, and I
share a border.
Huh?
They share a border.
But what's fucked up about it is that they hang Haitians from trees in the Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
Bro, like the Dominican Republic, they want to be American so badly. They want to be American so much that they call themselves American. Because they're like, the Dominican Republic's a part of America. Because down there, they teach that there's 6 continents instead of 7. So they say that North America, South America, and the Caribbean is America. So they're like, we're all Americans. We're all Americans. But they don't, but they like, because I live down in the Campo. I live like in the country, right? Dominicans don't believe that black people are in the United States.
That's crazy.
Oh, wow.
And like in the country. And they all the United States is called Nueva York. It's called New York because there's there's a straight line between Santo Domingo and New York. Washington Heights. And
147th and Broadway.
Yeah, and literally I'm just like, yeah, I'm from the state. No, you're not from the States. I did not speak Spanish, but I have like this like thick Frenchy accent when I speak Spanish, and they're like, "You're Haitian. You look Dominican, but you sound Haitian. You're not fucking American." And it's like, and the main things that they pick up on the media representation of America. So it's a lot of like materialism down there, like nice watches, nice clothes, and all that stuff, because that's what they think it is. That's what they think life is. Oh, and they also love Fast and Furious movies. They fucking love Fast and Furious movies.
I was gonna say about like about the before I forget about regarding like the Chinese racism. The thing that's funny about like the Chinese racists is that they don't like act overtly racist like you see like white Americans. Like you never seen
Except
like
they slap black women in the face.
But you know what I mean? Like with white folks, like we don't like you. We don't want your kind around here. We don't like these Negroes around these parts. Like Chinese, I feel like they just act like we don't exist. They don't fucking look at you. You know what I mean? Like Indian, Middle Easterners, they're like that too. You know, like it's like they act so nice and so polite. They fucking hate you.
Well, a lot of that hate was taught by colonialism.
Yeah.
So
hey, Maurice, join the Instagram again. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, that's all. I'll stop. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's it's just the hate, the caste system, the lighter people are better.
Right.
It's the same thing that the colonialism did to black people. So, I
never saw videos of Chinese people like we don't want the niggas. We do not like.
No, because there's not a high quantity of them there.
Yeah.
So the black people that are in China, they're either you're Black American working there, or you're from an African country.
African, yeah. Like one of my buddies that was in the military. He's like, whenever he was in Europe, he said he was a Black American. They would look at him as if he was exotic because it was like either you white or you African. You know what I mean? So I get what you're saying. You know,
like even in Africa, when I went to Africa, I was American. You know, I wasn't. Like Patrice O'Neal said, they not like, hey, come, yeah, like no, like American. They general with what do you say? Like dress shoes.
Yeah,
soccer pants. I mean, what he said, sweatpants and dress shoes.
Yeah, some dress shoes. Yeah.
Did you hear Patrice's? Remember his rant about Chinese people?
Yeah. I've heard everything.
He did I heard all his stuff too, man. That shit is awesome. Man.
Yeah, when I went to China, dude, they were people that was like amazed. They was like staring at us and like taking pictures of us and like because first me and my girl were big tall people, so like it was just like, oh man, who
what tall you over 6 feet?
Yeah, I'm 6'3".
Oh damn,
my girl 6'3".
Y'all.
Me and Keenan some short fat motherfuckers.
Yeah, I'm short.
I'm 5'11" with the Timbs on, man.
If I'm gonna be kind of ugly, I kind of have to be tall.
I want to go to that country though. I don't care if they treat me like an animal, because I just want to feel exotic. I want to feel cute.
They won't treat you like every place that we went was very hospitable. They don't speak any English.
Right.
Like they got the most English speakers are in China, but none of them motherfuckers want to speak English.
No, but I want that whole attention, like, oh, you look beautiful, like taking pictures. I don't know if I'm doing a Chinese accent, it's horrible. But I just want that I like that attention, to feel like exotic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And when I went to Japan, it was some of the same things because it was just like it was so funny. I was joking because I was like, whenever I would see a black person, I would get excited. But he wasn't always excited to see me as I was him. Because I'm sure he gets that every time he sees another black person. Like he's like, I'm over this,
it's funny. I think who was it? It was Ari Spears. I think he said he was either in Canada or Ireland. I can't remember. But he said it was not but white people. He said I finally saw a black person, and I went to give him a hug. And he's like, "Dude, you're absurd. Get off me, bro." He's like, "I got him."
And we all know he wouldn't let that guy open for him either.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, it's funny. He let one black dude from the IE open for him.
Oh, really?
Who?
Yeah.
That guy must have had some dirt on him or something.
A dude I knew from Instagram. He goes, He goes, yeah, I'm opening for Aries Spears, and I messaged him, and I was like, dude, just a heads up, don't be surprised if he cuts you from the show like the minute before you're supposed to go up.
Yeah.
And he was like, nah, son. And I guess he went up. He did
agree? But do you agree with his reasoning and rationale? He doesn't want anybody to step on anything that he's going to say. Do you buy that?
It does impressions.
No, he
got jokes. He got jokes.
I know he got jokes, but I mean,
no, I don't agree with it.
I just feel like if you're a headliner, you've been doing this 25, 30 years, you shouldn't care who goes before you. You should have enough in your repertoire to be able to adjust to any situation. You shouldn't.
If you have to worry about your opener, you shouldn't be headlining.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. Like if you worry, I've had guys stop working with me because I was killing before, and then they just stopped returning my calls. You know, so it was just like, why? You can't. And a lot of times, you know, there was a certain comic I was opening for. I did a really good weekend for him. I just thought it was going to change my life. But after every show, he didn't talk to me. He ran and talked to the white people. And it was just like, it was just so disheartening because I just thought like, this is my opportunity. Like I was in a position to do well. And like, I did it. It was his audience, but like, we still, you know, we had the same kind of flow, like, you know, talk a lot and stuff, but I was just like, oh yeah, this is gonna be it. And like, nope, that nigga did not say nothing to me.
It's a mercenary game. I mean, it's been happening since the beginning of this shit. You heard the story with John. Hold up, you heard the story with John Witherspoon and Richard Pryor?
Mm-hmm.
He said, Richard Pryor said, he wouldn't take me on the road. He said, you're too funny. I can't take you with me, boy. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So, I mean, if Richard Pryor did it, I mean, it's going to happen, man, you know? Take it as a compliment, you know?
That's happened to me every time I've opened for a big name.
What?
Every time I've opened for a big name, they never call me back.
They probably thought you was whack.
Maybe. I mean, the audience did. But maybe they thought I was whack.
I'm fucking with you, kidding.
I remember I opened for this one guy, and he had like a bunch of openers before him, and I was the first one that went up. And like his host got in my ass after I got off stage. And I had like a good set. I think I went over maybe like a minute or something. And he was younger than me, and he was trying to give me a talking to, and I was like, ugh.
Yeah, I don't do well with comics younger than me trying to give me a talking to.
Yeah. He's like now we all have to like cut our time.
Oh, but you see that though, Mati? Because remember earlier you were talking about when you first met Ian Edwards, and he was just basically like, get the fuck away from me. Like, I feel like when you've been doing this for a long time and like cats that are like brand new, like just trying to talk to you, it's annoying, especially when you hear the same shit over and over again. But you still got to give people respect and treat them like human beings, though. You know what I'm saying? But I get exactly what you're saying, though.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. When I get to serve, I'm gonna be an asshole. Not to you guys, but like to the niggas I don't know.
Because I've been doing this 6 years, but you know, I feel like I'm pretty decent. If a comic is just totally garbage and think he know everything and trying to talk to you, I'm like, yo, get the fuck away from me. I'm the same way. But if he definitely like shows potential and he seems like he really wants to listen and like ask me some earnest shit, that person that's coachable, I always give information. I love talking to that because honestly, when I teach and when I talk to a person, that actually like helps me. It reminds me of things that I should be doing. And I have to live to that expectation. If I'm giving you all this motherfucking advice, I better be better than you when I get on that stage. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I don't like taking tags from people I don't think it's funny. Like I'm like, I don't want notes. You're not funny. Like, don't give me like.
But what if it was a banger though? He was ass, but that shit was fire that he told you though.
I'd be like, okay, if it was a banger, but
I mean, what I hate the most is when you'll be sitting there minding your own business, not doing anything comedy related, and then someone will come up to you and they're like, yo, I got an idea for one of your skits. Yeah. Like, I don't do this shit for a living. You know what I mean? It's like I'll be like writing or working on a program or something. Yo, Keenan, I have an idea for your like a skit. Nigga, I do this.
I remember I was in this comedy contest, and it was 8 women and 2 dudes. And I was one of the 2 guys. All the women got passed to the next round, and the 2 of us didn't. and I killed it. I'm talking about I'm getting a laugh every 20 seconds, destroyed it. And then one of the chicks, she was okay, that got passed or whatever. She noticed I didn't make it. So this bitch gonna come over, and I clearly did better than her. She was like trying to give me advice. I was like, and I'm like stewing in this bullshit ass loss. I'm like, you in my mind, I ain't saying you fat ass bitch. If you don't get the fuck away from me, man, I'm better than you.
See,
I hate comedy contests, bro.
She's trying to console me, and I'm like, yo, you see what I did? You know I'm better than you. I'm better than most of all these motherfuckers.
Did she have big tits?
Nah, she was just a fat white chick. Like she was like a tall Melissa McCarthy.
Dude,
You know what I mean?
I did this one in San Diego, like where they picked like 2 people, and I fucking crushed. This was when I was like first started, and I was like, when you do well, you're like, oh, I'm about to get poor, and it was so bad that like the girl was walking off the stage pretty much, and then they called her name, and you should have saw the shock in her face, like she was shocked that they called her name, and I was like, and then she was like, I just knew they were gonna call you. I don't get it. And I was like, yeah, me either. Bitch, like you're not even a real, not even like I was like, and that's why I was like, I never want to do a comedy contest.
But it goes back to sometimes it's just the look. They're just like, oh, you have the look. You're gonna get people in the seats because you look a certain way, or you're attractive, or you're this, or you're that.
And like the contest I was in, it was like a lot of SJW type women, like women, feminists, and guys or this. And I was talking about straight up terrorism and how women should give more terrorist pussy. So you know what I mean? I was saying shit like that.
Oh, that was my worst. My worst. I hate super liberal crowds.
Yeah, it was liberal as fuck. But they was laughing though. I got robbed, man.
I'd rather perform in front of some racists than some liberals.
Yeah.
Yes. Because the thing about, like, have you guys seen that they're talking about Tropic Thunder again?
Yeah.
On Twitter, they're trying to be like, how come he got away with blackface? And it's like, yo.
And the thing is,
he was playing a role.
He was playing a role, and
it was funny.
It like they made him like Wesley Snipes black, and like,
no, it's not even that. It was a self-conscious joke. Like it was funny. Like what?
Yeah, it was a bit. It was a bit,
and it was hilarious.
He was a white dude playing a black dude in a movie.
Yeah.
Playing a white
dude.
It was
brilliant. And the thing is, if you didn't know Robert Downey Jr. was in the movie, you wouldn't know who he was. That's how good it was. That's how good he was. I was like, which one is he? You know what I mean? Like,
he didn't even get nominated for an Oscar for that, did he?
I don't think so. He might have.
He crushed that shit.
I think he might have. Let me look at
him and Tom Cruise.
Yeah, those are my 2 favorite characters.
I didn't know that was Tom Cruise with the big ass hairs, the Jew. Yeah. But I got
like 5 minutes, fellas. I got like
Yeah,
we're about to wrap up anyway.
Yeah, we'll be going for a while.
Well, the problem is when woke white liberal people try to call stuff like that out, they don't really understand the nuance of racism, because they think racism is a macro thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's one of the reasons why it's annoying to be around them, because Tom Cruise and Downey Jr. were nominated for Academy Awards and Golden Globes for Best Supporting Actors.
Yeah, they killed that shit.
Tropic Thunder.
They killed it.
But the reason is because they don't understand micro aggressions. So what happens is when you're a black person and you call them out on their shit, they feel like you're attacking them.
Mm-hmm.
So then instead of them actually listening, it turns into a whole different conversation. If it's a woman, you say, hey, yo, don't do that. That makes you uncomfortable. Then it's you're sexist and you're attacking women now. It's like, just fucking listen to what I'm saying. Just fucking listen. That's it. Just listen. I'm not attacking you. Why are you raising your voice, Keenan? Shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like you end up losing your mind trying to like explain it to these people.
But it's like I said, it goes back to that whole generalization of things, because like, a lot of times, you're like, oh yeah, you're only doing this to me because I'm a woman, or you don't like what I write because or you don't like, I think sometimes there's people, I have to watch myself too, we're like, oh yeah, this is an individual thing. It's not a whole, I just don't like you, I just don't like you.
Oh, it's funny. It's funny to think about that because I actually have a joke where I talk about being the only black kid in my school, but I was also an asshole to my classmates as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically like, yeah, I don't think some of them didn't like me because I was black. I think I was just an asshole.
Yeah.
And that's the way it is.
All the time.
Some things have not changed, Keenan.
We have to remember that about ourselves. But
I know that's right.
Yeah, I gotta take off, fellas.
Yes, sir. Anything you got coming up or whatever? We got your cash up on here,
yeah,
but your
good luck with those. Good luck with those. Those. Are you doing anything for the Writers on the Verge? Mo Green.
Writers on the Verge. I don't even know what that is.
Oh, it's like you gotta write two pilots for NBC. It's a writing fellowship.
Oh yeah, I'm not at that level yet. I'm still just trying to figure out how to be a good stand-up.
I got you.
I'm so scatterbrained. If I try to sit and write something out, I don't have the patience to do it just yet. But eventually I'll get there.
It's all good, man. Well, thank you for having me. Good
Definitely,
talking
man.
to you, brothers.
I'll talk to you later.
I'll holler at y'all.
All right, man. Be safe, man.
All right, peace.
Yep. That was good, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
that was good discussion, man.
I'm working on the Writers on the Verge too, so.
Now it was good. I like the back and forth and the tension when we're talking about like Jim Crow. That shit was good. We need that conflict, man. It can't just be us all just happy and just enjoying each other.
Do you want to pick someone else for next week, or should I pick someone else?
Yeah, no, I'll think about somebody. I'll pick somebody else. I don't want to only just keep it as far as local comedians. I'll see if I can get somebody. I got a few names in mind.
Cool.
Comedians just want to freaking get in front of the camera and just talk. At this point, motherfucker's thirsty right now. And yo, we definitely do you want to do a mic or do you want to do an actual show?
I think we'll do a show, but let's give it enough time so that we can. What we'll do is I'll talk about it to you offline. So let's end the live.
I'm going to end the live. I'll end the live right now.
Hey, Max, I'm going to give you a call after I'm done.
Hold on. Let me.
So I'll call you in a minute.
What the fuck? What the hell is going on?